Originally, what started was a small computer class with Elder College run through Canterbury and the University of Windsor. And it was a class just to kind of get seniors familiar with computers and kind of take away some of that anxiety. And a lot of it developed into the security side of it because we were noticing with a lot of the scams and a lot of the fraud that was happening in Windsor, a lot of it was targeted and directed at seniors. It started being something that was directed towards seniors because they are one of the vulnerable groups in the community that is targeted a lot with the scams and frauds, and they definitely have a tendency to find things with computers and online. They get very intimidated with this stuff. So to try to ease some of that up and give them a little bit of street smarts in being able to deal with some of this stuff, that's who it was targeted at. But as this program kind of progressed and we were doing more things in the community, um, we noticed there's definitely a draw with just about any age group. So it's not just for seniors. It's targeted to a broad audience. Be anything from new Canadians to seniors to young adults, people that are in general intimidated by some of these scams. It's not just seniors who get kind of nervous when they say it's kind of the revenue calling. You could have a young adult out in there on their own for the first time, or a new Canadian. Those things are very intimidating for them. So these types of scams definitely do target seniors, and it is helpful for seniors to get that kind of street savvy and street smarts with this stuff. But it definitely has a general appeal for just about anybody. And unfortunately, a lot of scams when it comes to the computer scams and online and digital scams, a lot of it is actually user participation that's required to make that scam happen in the first place. So even though they're conning you very convincingly and they're really good at what you do, sometimes at the end of the day, some of those scams require the user to hit OK on something or to make that phone call or to answer the phone call. So to try to get the user out of basically being their own worst enemy, we try to put out this information so they're not intimidated as much about some of these topics and find their way through it without being scared about it or being intimidated by some of these people on the phone or some of these messages on the computer. Just having a little bit of a computer savvy to them, it can keep them out of a lot of trouble. But one of the things that we notice is every year this is getting more and more prevalent. So that knowledge has to be put out there to kind of stem this flow. Almost a quarter of the scams across the planet are happening here to Canadians. So it's definitely something that we have to address and do something about. And hopefully through this, we can start keeping the seniors and other people who are more vulnerable or just more afraid of this stuff. We'll start keeping them safe, and who knows, we might end up with Windsor, Essex being one of the safest communities for 2022.